Welcome to Education Without Borders. In this edition, we want to talk about examinations. Examination is a very important milestone for a learner. This is the single item or event that gives an assessment of the student, what the learner has been doing for the number of years they have been in school. And at the end, a learner is given a certificate, or they are promoted or progressed to the next level of the examination. Therefore, without doubt, examination is a very important part of the learning process. I want to talk about three categories of examinations, or three different aspects of an examination. When an examination comes out, you have either the learners who have performed very well. You also have others who may not have performed as well as they expected. There's that category of learners who actually are categorized as having examination irregularities, are commonly referred to as cheating in examination. This is the third category of learners that I want to address. And cheating in examinations is rampant, and it's not just in one region, not just in one country. If you go to the internet, you'll find that there are very many lessons given. Unfortunately, the lessons given are on how to cheat in the examination. And your guess would be as good as mine. These must be very popular sites. And in these sites, a lot of the tips which are given are on the new technologies of cheating in an examination. Others go ahead and say how to cheat in an examination without being caught. There are sites whose business is teaching students how to cheat in an examination. It is very, very unfortunate, because when a student goes to school, they pay school fees and they are meant to go to class, and they are examined as per what they were taught. And therefore, there's this booming business on the side of teaching students how to cheat in examination. And there are new gadgets which they are devised. Before I go any further, I would like to advise that this information in the internet is not just open to students. Fortunately or unfortunately for the students, the invigilators have also started going through a very rigorous courses on how to cheat in examination, with the purpose of being able to identify, even if you have not been caught, it is very easy to identify if you have been cheating. Because we know psychologically, you may not even be able to, if you are going to cheat, you may not have been able to properly put the information together in such a manner that is able to convince the examiner that was your original work. Let me even go further. We know these days of artificial intelligence, there is even the chat GPT, which can assist. The invigilators are already aware, and in fact, there are even some research going on to help the chat GPT and other GPTs to assist in research, in literature review, in writing proposals and everything. So there's a positive part of AI. There's also the part that a student can misuse. Unfortunately, it is an artificial intelligence. It's not real intelligence. It's not as intelligent as a human mind. The AI will never be more intelligent than the human mind, and especially if one is deliberate and purpose to learn how it works. So going back to the tools or the tricks or tactics that are being taught out there to students on how to cheat in examinations. There is a traditional one of coming with a very tiny little piece of paper with compressed notes. You compress pages and pages into one. First and foremost, and then you roll it and put it under, in your pocket and bring it to the examination room. And most likely you'll be able to slip in and get into the examination room with it. But I'm here to be convinced how many students are able to use that piece of paper in the examination. And yet you spend so much time writing those notes. In fact, on the flip side, maybe the whole process of writing those notes helped you to revise. So in the end, you may not even need that piece of paper. So just leave it outside, leave it in your room as you come to the examination room, because if you happen to be tempted to pull it out and it is found, that you have very serious consequences. The other type of the tool that is used are the usual smartphones, where you download your information from the notes and you compress it in a PDF, and then you're able to scroll. We know, because iPhone is not a monopoly of a student. Even the invigilators have iPhones, and they know for you to open an iPhone, there are some manipulations. You need to get it out, put it somewhere, look at it. Your eyes have to be there. And the invigilators have been taught how to identify a student in an examination room who is trying to check. Therefore, if you bring in the first place, you're not supposed to bring in the phones, because we all know that they can be used as items of cheating. And in any case, even if you are to bring it and try to open, you will not be able to read, because there are interruption. You are doing it at the desk, there is no bright light, and so on and so forth. Therefore, it's not worth it. The effort you put to even concentrate and read and copy. Most people have mobile phones, and they know that for you to even check anything, even be able to read, you need to concentrate. That concentration, by the time you concentrate, you'll be found. Again, the consequences will be severe. They will affect your future. The other mode of copying or cheating in an examination is using smart watches, which have been able to connect with your phone, and you download all the information. I would actually be very keen to see how have you been able to compress all that. Okay, maybe it's possible, but to be able to access it, that you can download, but the problem is accessing that information. Remember, this is Education Without Borders, and Education Without Borders has taken very many invigilators and is sensitizing very many invigilators to learn how to cheat in an examination for the sole purpose of being able to identify the student who is likely to cheat. So Education Without Borders is sensitizing all those who are watching, the invigilators. Familiarize yourself with how to cheat in an examination. And then we shall help the student not to dare, not to attempt, because it will not be worth it. The other modern way of cheating in examination is using, if you have long nails and you tack in very miniature notes on your nails. I would be very eager to know. I would also like to experiment how much of information I can tack in, and whether I will need magnifying glasses to read that information on the nail, to read question 1 on the nail, question 2, question 3. Indeed, it is just fake. I think it's hot air. I would call it hot air. You may try to do that, But why I call it hot here is because you'll be frustrated. You'll find it very difficult to access that information. The other method is to hide little notes under your wrists, write it. Even that, to open, you open the watch, maybe you have tucked something behind your watch, and then you try to open. That requires time. And you require to check that you are using your eyes. You, as a student who is spending time to cheat, it means you don't have the skill to be able to multitask to that level. You'll be caught in the morning, you'll be found, and the consequences will be, I don't need to say. The other mode is hiding your information in areas that you think are covered, either behind the jacket or behind your, below your dress or trousers. You can do that, and I'm sure you have spent a lot of time doing that. And it's okay. Nobody really will inspect. Will go. That intrusion is not allowed because of privacy. So you succeed to come in with some information in the examination room. I would be very keen to know, how will you access that information? It is not worth it. You'll not be able to access it. Actually, you'll waste a lot of time trying to check and dodge and look for an opportunity. Maybe go to the toilet, you are going to the toilet, to the washroom, to open up and check. Invigilators have already been trained to identify that. If you need to go for a call of nature, we know is your right, you will go. If you have hidden things, we already are aware, the invigilators are already aware. There's nothing new that you are doing. So you are not being a hero. And eventually, 80% of the time, even if you manage to sneak in, you'll not do that examination well because your mind is not there. Examination is a process that requires a lot of concentration, a lot of calmness, a lot of serenity for you to actually synchronize with what the examiner is expecting. Keep watching. This is Education Without Borders. You'll have a pause and then proceed and listen to how you're expected to be the state you're supposed to be in during an examination if you're expecting good results. Keep watching. So how would a good student be expected the state to be in? The state that a good student is expected to be in is a state of calmness, a state where they look at the examination in a very sober manner. When you have little notes, below your wrist, things on your nails, that is not a state of a student who is about to write the examination successfully. You're supposed to be very calm, to have spent continuously from the beginning of the term to the end, to slowly, step by step, be following what is expected, because an examination is not supposed to be a punitive exercise. It just brings out and confirms that indeed you have been a good learner. But when you get distracted and do one thing or the other, that's when now you spend the next 2 weeks before exams writing retro notes. You may not even, because whose notes are you copying? Most likely they are not your own notes, so you'll not follow. Because if you wrote the notes, then you'll not have the need or the urge to compress them into miniature retro notes and then hide them in very, very unsavorized places. Most likely those notes were not your notes, and most likely you actually don't follow what it is that you are even writing. It is not worth it. So I would recommend 2 things. One, go to class with a very clear mind and focus. Don't get excited. 2-3 months is a very short time. Usually 3 months, then the next maybe assessment is given. Be sober, concentrate. The energy you have saved will be able to reap the benefits later on. But cheating in the examinations and going through the internet, and there is a lot of information on cheating in examinations. The invigilators have already started doing courses on cheating in examination with the sole purpose of even being able to assess whether that is your original work or not. The other modes of cheating, where you ask somebody to come sit for you, you may have, you can maybe get through and pass the exam under the guise of somebody else. But most of these exams, remember, are continuous assessments. And you are likely not to be lucky to have somebody doing that for the next second year, third year, fourth year. And fifth year, you can't keep hiring somebody. Somewhere along the way, you find yourself in trouble. And these are some of the things that are causing mental distress. Mental health and exam cheating are close cousins. Mental health and cheating in exam. If you want to keep your head sober, avoid that route, because it will not end up well. This is Education Without Borders, and the topic for today was examinations, with a special focus on cheating in examinations. Have a very good learning time, prepare yourself adequately, and avoid cheating in examination, because it will affect your mental health. Thank you for watching. Remember to give me a comment below on what you think, so that we can engage further on this platform, which is meant to help you as a learner to have not only a successful education journey, but to end up with a healthy mind without stress, because cheating in an examination has very serious consequences that not only affect the student, but also affect the guardian and the parents. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, to subscribe, and to share. This is Education Without Borders. We shall be back.